everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Guys, people of the sea, people of everywhere. You want the best for your kids. However, hear me out. Sad story, guys. Guys, this is literally a video I kind of been holding off for a certain day, which is going to be today. I want to start off like this, guys. This is my channel, and I'm just kind of venting on a story. And this is a very true story, and this is life stories in general. And it's just me talking about life, because obviously we know that we're supposed to figure out life, right? So, guys, that being said, I am nowhere near a parent. I'm not a parent. I'm not a grandparent. I'm nowhere of anything. I don't babysit. I don't do nothing like that of that nature. Anything with kids, nephews, or anything. So, with that being said, I have experiences from other people, and I have heard other experiences, and I learn and basically off of other people. Now you can take it with a grain of salt or what, however, like blah, whatever. I'm just saying my opinions in this video and how life works. And it literally, life is a rotation over and over. Every person goes through something different, but at the same time, every person goes through something different and the same similar aspects, just a different body. Like, hear me out. And this is going to be a very sad story. I have made a live stream a while back. Hello, welcome in. I made a live stream a while back about raising kids can be easy, raising kids can be hard. It's on this season 6. If you haven't go watch that, go watch it. But like I said, I'm not a parent, but I do know the struggles behind raising a kid. And I know for a fact that it could be easy and it could be hard. You want the best for your kid. I believe I spoke about probably, I don't know what season it was, but I spoke about how rich kids are rich, and their parents. I kind of want to recap a little bit just right there. Some people hate on rich kids, like rich white people mainly, because the majority, because their parents are successful and their parents want the best for them. And if you had the money to give to your kid and you want the best life for them, you give them everything. So that's what their parents are doing. They have a big mansion, a big house, 5 of what I don't know, probably 6-bedroom house, pool, and the whole 9 yards, a golf course. So they're giving their kids everything because of their success in life. Now, again, that's just my thing. So people hate on rich people. All they want are rich kids and stuff getting spoiled. Again, if that was your kid and you had that money, you would spoil your kid as well. That's just the chamber of life. Many people don't have the opportunity to spoil their kid with a Lamborghini. They'll spoil their kid with like clothing or accessories and stuff, but in general. But yeah, I just want to touch base on that. But again, you want the best for your kids. You really, really, really do. And if a parent, I don't know, it could be mom or dad. That's why I'm saying a parent. Parents separate all the time. Mom and dad don't get along anymore. Hello, welcome in. I know it's pretty bright in here. Mom and dad may not get along anymore. They may hate each other's guts. Sometimes some mom and dads have to stick together for the child, and that is super, super, super common. I mean, super common, guys. I've seen way too many people same way. They're like, I hate your mom or I hate your dad, and I don't want to be with them. I don't want to see them, but I'm doing it for you, doing it for the kids, and that it just happens all day long. Every scenario is it's again it's similar, just a different body, different person. You know, that could be Edgar, and then Suzanne, and then there's gonna be Jessica and Alex. You know, it's the same thing. You know, so I know that happens all day long, and some parents separate, and it's hard on the child. It really is hard on the child. But again, this is kind of like an education. You know, it's kind of it's so mixed emotions. It's so sticky. But I'm gonna try my best just to say whatever I can within this little 15 minute because I'm gonna start into where it gets sad. But right now I'm just venting on this parenting issue. Okay, kids don't know relationships. We go through it all day long. Like it's a life cycle. It is truly a life cycle. The 7 year old doesn't know anything. You know, maybe the 3 year old, the 7 year old, you know, the little baby doesn't know anything. Okay, about relationships. They don't know nothing about relationships. They don't know what it takes to have a relationship. So you as a parent try your best to either make it work out or separate because you can't live in the same household. Now I've known so many broken families, and then when they have kids, especially the broken family ones, are the ones that like, no, I want the best for my kid, and I don't want a broken family. We're gonna try to stick this out, or they'll be the same way, the opposite. Be like, I don't like your dad, and I don't like your mom, and it's just like they're trying to stick it out because they don't want to go. They don't want their kids to grow up in a broken family like they did. It's again, it's the same chain reaction. Life is so typical, guys. I just want you to realize that. Again, I don't have kids. I just know from life experience on other people's lives, it's exactly identical. It's crazy. But it's just like, okay, you're trying your best to be a parent. You know, sometimes it's at ease. You know, you might have like 15 kids. You know, I know one person that is a subscriber on my channel that literally has probably like 10 kids by now. And that is probably either, you know, religious thing or something of that nature, you know. Who knows? But most of the time it's religious. A lot of people don't believe in condoms. A lot of people don't believe in pulling out. A lot of people don't believe in birth control. A lot of people don't believe in I was say abortion. You know, a lot of people don't believe in a lot of things. So therefore they'll have kids. And it's all like sometimes it's like, okay, we don't know if it's lack of education and to the moment, like, you know, it's all over the place. But yeah, so anyways, enough of that talk. Um, you want the best for your kids. You want to you want them to live the best life. Try not to start it too early. I feel like I want to start it early. I was gonna wait for 15 minutes, but it's like, oh, okay. I have a homie. I have a homie, and I've been knowing him for since we worked at Academy, and he oh my goodness, it's like it kind of bothers me. Hello, welcome in. So he has a. I'm not saying like me and him are together or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying we work together, and he has a wife. He has 2 kids, and he has a nice house. Now, the thing is, he told me something that really got me. Like I think it was last month ago already. I was just saving this video. So on his Instagrams, yeah, because I have him on Instagram. I don't have him on Facebook, but on his Instagram, there's always family time. He's always having a family time, and they're going out hunting or, you know, adventuring with his son and his daughter. He has a son and he has a daughter. And let me get some H2O. Oh, I'm charging my phone too, so I gotta make sure it don't overheat. Let me take that off. So it's the best of both worlds because a lot of people do want a son and a daughter. Like they that's their that's what they're looking for. Like a lot of people do. Some people are like, I'm trying for a son. I never got a son, so I got a daughter, and then I got another daughter. But some people want a son and a daughter. For I don't know what reason. It's something in the brain logic or whatever. So um, they go out and adventure. He tries his best to put, basically, it's kind of hard to say, but financially, he is really good and is stable. Very, very good, stable. And again, a nice, beautiful house. Like, I've been to his house, and it's very nice, very beautiful, very elegant, and very taken care of. And I could say he wants the best for his kids because, you know, a lot of these people that are, I hate to call out a certain a certain race and stuff, but it's actually true. It's all facts behind it. There's some I can't say all, but some of these Spanish people, they they choose to have a family and raise a family in an apartment complex. Some of them, again, some, not all, some of them don't put forward to moving onto a house because maybe other issues like, being an alien here or whatever. Hold on. Or something like that of that nature. And it's all like they're trying to their best to make it in life and work and have a wife that cooks and cleans. I don't know. It's just that mother nature of Spanish community. I'm not sure, but when a person grounded themselves and they said they're going to purchase a house and have each room occupied with their kids so that way their kids can be stable and have a good home, basically have a good home. And you want the best for your kids. You want the best for your kids. And man, it's just I'm just trying not to get so emotional of this because it did really really get me. It really got me. So um, I don't know. I feel like the universe is speaking to me right now. Like, try not to tear up even. So I see his post, with his kids out hunting, having a fair, like, oh god, let's just say out with the kids, going to the park, making memories, for a long time. Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in. Hold on. You know, it's very heartbreaking. So you do your best. Your kid grows up. Your kids will grow up eventually. They will grow up. They will try to figure out life. You provided the best life for them as they're growing up. It's maybe you tried. No matter, again, it don't matter what circumstances you're in. If you're in an apartment and you raise your kid in an apartment, like a one bedroom apartment, for like X amount of years, you raise your kid in a house, a big mansion in a house. There's gonna be a time where your kid is gonna have to grow up, and growing up is a lot of emotions. because I see this all the time where um, the the parents, they buy a good looking house, like a 4 or 5 bedroom house with a pool and everything else, and then they have their kids live there and as they're growing up. And then now that the kids are grown up, they're going to college. They moved out of the house. Now the house is empty, and it's so common. It is so common. So not only are you buying a house, but you're buying a house for the memories and buying your house for the living circumstances and stuff, yeah. But at the same time, you got to understand, once they become an adult and uh, they're off to college, or like to work or something like that, like, and off to go with their friends and have go have roommates and move in with their friends because they just want to explore. It is a lot. It's a lot because then now you have an empty room and you don't know what to do. You're like, okay, well, all the kids are gone now. What do I do with this big house? Like, you got a 5 bedroom house. Like, what do you do with it? That's exactly what I always encounter. Like, again, life is a cycle. It's the same thing. Hello, hello, welcome in. So in this case scenario, I do remember the his son, and his son had a girlfriend at that time. When I remember that, I remember his girlfriend, and she was pretty cute. Like, she had that little baby face and stuff. Like, she was pretty cute. And so guys, when I tell you, being a teenager is different, and it is different. People need to understand, your baby is no longer a baby. Your baby now has different type of hormones. And I'm not again, when I say hormones, I'm not talking about freaking sexual hormones. I'm talking about the chemistry in your body is different. You think different, you act different. There's a lot of teenagers that they literally turn their back on their parents. I've seen multiple teenagers don't even know who the heck they are. Like, as soon as they turn 15 or even 13, they're 15, 13 years old, they're over here snapping at their parents like, you don't let me go out. And you don't let me do that. And they get snappy. And then it's all like their mom and their parents are like, hey, look, I'm just trying to look out for you. Like, don't be hanging around with these people. Oh, you're trying to control me. Oh, my mom. Oh, she hates me. She hates me. Oh, you're grounded. Oh no, I'm grounded. And like they totally forget about their childhood. Totally. When you're a teenager, you don't remember nothing of your childhood. It's a weird thing that happens with our chemistry, our hormones. They fluctuate, they change. It's just a natural thing. Like, you get frustrated, especially the females, because the females are going through menstrual cycle, and they don't know how the heck do you treat these emotions. There's a lot of teenagers that have these emotions that they don't know how to handle. And and I'm not talking just about females, but males too. I've seen multiple males that have grown up and they were okay, and then all of a sudden, when they become a teenager, all they're thinking about is death, or killing someone, or being bad and mischievous, and just being joker. Like, it's crazy, guys. I'm just letting you know. Again, I'm not a parent. This is what I analyze. This is what I see on a daily. Every single time I meet someone and I hear someone has a teenager, and they're like, oh, they don't remember the times that I changed their diaper. They don't remember their first step. They don't remember the. It's all like, they're not gonna remember that. It's a whole different world. When you're a teenager, when you're 12, about 13 years old, you forget it. Something happens, guys. Again, you want the best for your kids, you do, but whenever things like that happen, it's just crazy. So this one really got me, because I remember his son. Like I said, let me go back to what I was saying. I remember his son. I remember him coming downstairs a couple of times, and talking and stuff, and eating, and showing his girlfriend, like, And I remember us taking his girlfriend to her house. So I fairly do remember him in that kind of way, and and all the time, my homie would be like, "Okay, his friend lives on the same street. His son's friend lives like in the street that's right by mine." And so he's like, "Oh, did you see me?" Because one time I saw his truck, and I was like, "Is that you?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it's me." His friend lives in their apartments. And I was all like, "Oh, okay." So every once in a while, I'll see his truck and whatnot. He's like, I'm dropping off his friend or something like that. And just uh, just recently, again last month, um, yeah, yeah, I think it was exactly maybe last month because it was coming close to the 21st because I was gonna do something at the bar. Hello, hello, welcome in. Um, they go off and on to Oklahoma, and they go hunting and stuff like that. So it's just like a casualty. And all the time when I talk to my homie, I'm all like, "Are you home? Because I want to chill with you. I wanna go hang out and stuff." Like, and then he's all like, "No, I'm in Oklahoma," and I'm like, "Dang, you're in Oklahoma all the time." And it's crazy because again, I want to chill with him. I feel like I just want to chill with him because he literally lives right around the corner. And so this one, he told me, oh, okay, so how the conversation happened was I told him, "Will you come to the bar with me on the 21st because I'm having a little thing, a get together over there at the bar." And then he says, "Oh, on the 21st." And he looks, he says, "Okay, I'll be out of town. I'll be in Oklahoma." And then I was like, "Oh, do you live in Oklahoma or do you live over here in Houston?" And then he hold on. And then he says that no, it's my son's birthday, and I just want to be there for him. And he would be 21 years old. And then I'm all like, "Oh yeah," I'm over here rocking and on like, "Oh, okay, it's your son's birthday." I'm over here like again, so a birthday. You want to wish people happy birthday. And then after that, he says, "Yeah." Um, after after he graduated, he moved out and he moved to Oklahoma. I don't know what reason. Maybe it was I don't know. Maybe living circumstances. I'm not sure, but he told me that um he told me oh my God, it's so hard to say. Basically, so I can't get my words out because it's just it's hard. So basically I said, "Oh, okay, we'll tell him happy birthday or something like that of that nature." And then he says, "Yeah, he would have turned 21 years old this year." And that kind of, made me think a little bit because I'm like, he would have been 21. And then I said, "What do you mean?" And then he says that my son, my son's suicide because of some girl that had him up his like giving him like a tie down, and that really got me. His son's suicide. That that's crazy. Just like that. Just like that. I'm all like, what? How? Why? When? And he was just like, it happened in 2025 in December the 7th. And I'm all like, that's crazy because I felt like I just saw him like a couple of years ago. And guys, that's why when you're a teenager, it's okay to have boyfriends or girlfriends, guys. But the thing is, you as a person, I'm not saying that he was a bad parent for not parenting over how women work, because since he's a man, how women work, how women are not all the same, and you know, just education. Not saying that, I'm not grounding him towards that, but the fact that a lot of a lot of teenagers, guys, they don't understand. A lot of teenagers, I'm not, because at that time he would have been 20, but still 19, 20 years. They say, quotation, may approximately around 23 to 25 years old is when the brain starts developing even better and more, because now you have the different brains, like brain mindset. But guys, when it comes to relationships, it is hard. Hard, hard, and I mean hard. It can make you or break you. I'm not sure what kind of relationship he had with this girl. Obviously, she was probably pulling the strings on him and not letting him breathe, maybe not letting him operate on his own, because it relationships are hard, guys. When you're young, it is hard because you don't know that concept. I've been through it. I've been through that relationship toxicness where it's all like you don't want the person to leave you, you don't want them to love someone else, you don't want them to break your heart, and you be just toxic. You just constantly toxic, like what are you doing? Who you talking to? Who you with? And you know, and that will get to a person, guys. That will get, and especially a teenager. It will get to a teenager. And you, as a parent, you want the best for your kids, so you're not. You can say to them, like, there's some parents out there that don't agree that girl is for them. Like my son's going out with this girl, and I don't like her, but he likes her. But who has the word? He or she or who? You can't control. You cannot control your kids. You cannot control your kids slash teenager slash adult. Son or daughter, or who they like or what they like. Some parents say they want to break up a relationship because of that reason. It's like, oh, I don't like that girl, or I don't like that guy. And it's crazy to believe, guys. That is just a sad story. Very sad. I cannot believe. I cannot believe it myself. Life is so freaking short. And it's all like the cry for help was probably there. It was probably there. And it was maybe secret. And when you're going through things in the relationship, it literally destroys your mind. People don't know how to handle it. Some people don't know how to handle it, and they take that way out because they don't see any other future. They don't see a reality anymore. They're in this loophole. And like I always tell everybody, I know a toxic relationship when I see one. And then I call it out. I call it out in front of whoever it is. I say, okay, that's just toxic. like whatever it is, whoever I speak to, and they tell me about their relationship and how what they're going through, I say, "Oh, that's just toxic." Because nobody really understands that. And that's what you feel like nobody understands your relationship towards that person. And then you end yourself because it's a cry for help. You're crying for help, but you didn't know how to help. And ending yourself is so common in relationships, and it's very, very sad. And you really want the best for your kids. And I felt very bad for him. I felt like I wanted to hug him really tightly because I'm like, that was your baby. He was your world. He was your son. You raised him. You you bottle fed him, You took care of him. You had his first steps. You got to know him. And then and then all that all those memories are just locked in. I mean, just think about it, guys. If you're a parent right now, think about it. Look at your 7 or 8 year old. It's very sad. But look at your 7 or 8 year old, guys. Look at them in their eyes. You see a connection. Again, I don't have kids, but I can feel that pain. Your son, maybe your only son or your only daughter. You see them, you're playing, you're laughing, you're joking, and then they're growing up to be an adult. They start realizing how hard it is to be an adult. They get frustrated, and then they take their own life. And it's like, it's very hard. And I could see that. Like, I think of it on my perspective as owning an animal, maybe a dog. And, you know, dog, you comfort, and then the dog passes away at this age 13 years old, and it's their time to go, and it's the hardest time. And you're not supposed to be going to your son's funeral or daughter's funeral. That is the hardest thing. And when I see that, it just hurts. It hurts me. And I'm not even a parent. And there's teenagers that I try to tell them how life works. I try. I haven't had one person that didn't appreciate it. Well, one teenager that didn't appreciate it. There's I don't know. And I'm pretty sure it's freaking hard for him to see a room that he once, your son once lived in, and knows your son never is going to come back. That is so hard and terrifying. all the time, guys. So right here, there's teenagers that are going crazy on dirt bikes. I've seen an accident happen within a grown adult. That grown adult did pass away because he got hit by a car. These teenagers, they can get hit by a car and their life is ending all for stupidity because they didn't understand that we're not supposed to be riding a dirt bike on roads. And you're over here like, where's the parents? Well, the parents, they want the best for their child, so they don't want to coach them. They don't want to run up their butt. And they're teenagers, so they're gonna, if you tell them anything, all of a sudden they're gonna want to run away because you told them you can't go out with your friends. It's just the circle of life. Well, my heart really, really goes out to my homie's son. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine him going upstairs and seeing his son's bedroom frozen in time. Even I don't. There's times that I have watched movies where it's like that, where their daughter dies, and it's a frozen in time room capsule. They either die like in an accident, or they ended themselves, and it's just a time capsule because you don't want to touch nothing. Their room is their room, and it's like everything they have in their room, it's just so weird, guys. I'm curious to see what my summary is gonna say on on AI on this video. And this video went on a little bit longer than usual. Guys, I went through that too. I'm not all, well, let's just say I wasn't all blossoms and giggly and happy and excited. I had a time of my life as well where I didn't want to be on this planet anymore. And all because of a relationship as well. And it's so like you have to push through. There's more to life, but people just don't coach anybody about anything. They just want to put you on medication. They want to put you on all kind of medication that your brain doesn't even know what to do with this chemistry happening. So people just don't listen to people. And it's so like you see a psychiatrist, you see a therapist, and they wanna prescribe you something to calm your nerves instead of actual things that will calm your nerves. Don't let doctors overrule you, guys. All medicine, all of it has a side effect. So just so you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to literally every single day. It's very sad. I hate. I probably gonna talk to him because I go to work and I see my homie's street, not the house, but the street. And all I can do is think about how he did the best for his kids. He still has a daughter, but his son is no longer living on this earth. But he wanted the best for his kids. His kids have a good house. His mom has a good income. His dad has a good income. How can this even be? You raised him so well, so good. You know what the saddest part too is? I came across his son's Instagram. Now, I don't know how that even works with social media. I really don't. Life after death on social media, I really don't know how that works when the parent leaves their teenager or child's Instagram or TikTok or whatever untouched and doesn't delete the account. But in his son's photos was a lot of red flags. Very, very sad red flags. And I'm going to name one red flag in his son's photo. Him scratching out his face. Every single photo, his face is not there. It's scratched, like scribbled on. To me, that is a big red flag. Because that means you don't love yourself. I used to do the same thing. I hated myself so much that every time I took a picture or saw a picture of myself, I scratched my face out. Of course, I don't do that now because I'm a person that has grown so much. But there's times that we do need to have others help you, help you figure those red flags out. Sometimes there's signs. Sometimes there is. And the craziest thing about it is that me and my homie that we used to work together, we had another coworker too, and he ended himself too with his own favorite gun. And it's crazy because it's like, didn't his son not understand that's not a good way to leave this earth? So it's very questionable and very sad because you don't know what goes on with a person's brain unless you have a clear mentality of figuring it out. Guys, you want the best for your kids, guys, and I understand. You want to cherish them. You cherish every moment. Cherish every single moment because you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not trying to be very dark on you or put negative thoughts in your head, but it's reality. You raise your kid so far, and then now they're all on their own. Who knows what they're going to turn out to be? We don't know what they're going to turn out to be. They can be successful. They can hate themselves. We don't know. It's all in the universe to figure it out. Now you learn the definition. You're learning the definition of life. Now they have to learn the definition of life. They have to figure out themselves as a person. Again, hear me out. I'm sorry this video went on a little bit longer than usual. I'm just I'm very sad about this situation. Like I said, every time I pass by, I always think of I always think of him. And I'm all like, golly, you wanted the best you wanted the best life for your kids. You gave them the best until the end, and it's crazy. So, with that being said, guys, a moment of silence to Jaden. May he rest in peace. I barely got to know him. I only saw little bits and pieces of him, but I'm pretty sure that his father is the one that's hurting. His parents are the one that's hurting the most. For him to have a ghost 2021 birthday celebrating your child 21st birthday and your child's not even on this earth anymore is crazy. Very. Just a moment of silence for Jaden. Guys, I was trying to keep it together. I really am. You want the best for your kids. However, they got their own choices. They got their own ways. You can only coach them for so long. Hear me out. Sad story time. Anybody in the comment section down below, say your prayers, your thoughts, your prayers. And cheers to Jaden. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.